you got like nerve damage in your arm, and that I imagine has had a huge effect on your dancing. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so like I said, sophomore year is when I kind of got into just everything. So basketball was the only sport I cared about, but I injured myself and I kind of like fell into the slump. My best friend Matt got me into bowling. So Japantown Bowl in San Francisco, probably the best bowling alley like in the city. Mm-hmm. I did a summer league, and during that summer, I was also learning how to break. And so I was going to the YMCA, Blue Boy, Politics, and this other dude. It was like 3 guys that were teaching. It was like a rotation. And Blue Boy would teach on like Friday nights at the Y. And he actually, you know, at one point he was just like, okay, tonight we're just doing 90s the whole time. And so I learned 90s. That was like the first power move I ever learned, was like how to do a 1990.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, I was bowling. So I'm right-handed, throwing the ball right-handed, doing all my power on my right hand. And I remember I was in a tournament and it was gonna be my perfect game. I shot a 296.
Damn.
But in doing that, I just blew my wrist out.
Fuck.
I felt like a pop and a pull, and then like tingling, and then like my hand just started like slowly closing, and I couldn't open it for like 20 minutes.
Holy shit.
So I had to put it in a bucket of ice because they didn't really have like, it was in like Chico somewhere, and they didn't have like a, you know, legit like person on like, you know, that could like, you know, treat me. And so they were like, here's a bucket of ice, just stick it in there. And like my hand kind of starts to open up, you know? And so I had to take my midterms, like, you know, like an oral exam. But yeah, man, that messed me up. So like, I noticed that sometimes it would hurt to put my hand down or open my hand. I had to learn how to write all over again with my hand and get the motor skills back. And so sometimes if I got into a handstand, I couldn't feel.
Oh yeah.
I had like a numb sensation from here to here, and so I couldn't really feel out the floor. And then doing footwork kind of hurt.
Oh wow.
And I was just like, this is really fucking frustrating. So like, I felt limited. So there was a period of like 3, almost 4 years where I didn't do footwork. And so after my first jam, I entered at Cell Space, you know, we entered as a crew, same guy at Scorpio. And I remember we got smoked. That was my first night meeting everyone, all the Bay legends from Headhunters, Natron, Profo, Disciples of Rhythm, you know, the list goes on. Hell, people from SAC came up, you know. It was my first time meeting Cujo, you know, Poison, you know, Wicked, Rock's Right, you know, the list goes on, Iron Monkey. And so I remember I was outside and I was just pissed, dude.
Yeah.
And D-Rock came up to me and he was like, yo, bro, what's wrong? And I was like, dude, like, we got smoked. Like, I can't really do my footwork like I used to, you know, like, I'm not a real B-boy. And he was like, well, bro, if you can't rock it on the floor, you know, you can still rock it on top. You know, I feel like I didn't come through for my crew tonight, but, you know, we still did our thing. So don't lose sight of that. And I just remember that, just, you can still rock it on top. So I was like, okay. So I just put all my energy into just top rock and just top styles, you know? So I had to, you know, I learned how to lock, I learned how to pop. So the musicality was already there. Now it's just like really like pushing the envelope of what I could do just like on top, you know? And so when people are like, oh, you know, you just don't want to do footwork, it's like, no, it's like I have an injury, you know, and it got worse. It's gotten worse over time, you know? I mean, for 2 years I was like rehabbing it, and I was like, fuck this, man, I'm gonna do the Mass Monkey footwork battle like 1 year. But then I got hurt, like broke my foot. And so, yeah, so I've been, that's been what I've been dealing with. And that's why my style is the way it is. It's like, I learned how to up rock, and I learned, you know, just B-Boy Toprock, you know, so I can still do drops and occasional things. So it's just like, my go-to though is like Toprock. So that's how everyone knows me, is from my Toprock.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, because I'm a firm believer that through, you know, difficulties and struggles and stuff, you end up coming out. I know this probably sounds weird, but like in a better place. Not that you wouldn't want to have the feeling in your hand, but like you've obviously become a very successful dancer, top rocker, won some huge competitions, and it's kind of, you know, because of an injury, which is a weird thing to say, you know. And so, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think that there's some value in looking on the bright side when things like that happen. So like whenever, you know, some young dancer comes to me and they're like, oh, I can't do this because I got injury or I got a, you know, prior condition or something. It's like, hey, you know, this is your opportunity to figure out a way to get around that, and this is gonna make you better, I think, you know. So
yeah, and I even had a fucking phone conversation with Track 2 once I got kind of cool with them. And like, because there for a long time, bro, I was like, identity crisis. It's like, I'm not a b-boy, like I can only do like top rock. But then someone, you know, was like, dude, there's just cats that just do footwork, they're just power heads, you know. And Track 2 was like, bro, your people started this shit. And I've seen you smoke people with your top rock. So what does that say about you? If you can smoke someone with just your top rock, make them give you a reason to do footwork. And that's where I got that from. That mindset, like from Track 2. He just said it, but he was like, yo, if you just smoke someone with just your top rock, they're not even worth your time. Okay. So the few times I've been called out, you know, people were like, do footwork. And I'm like, give me a reason to do footwork. I'm gonna smoke you just with my tops.
That's tight.
Right now, you know. So, and you know how it goes, but you know, we'll get into that. But
yeah.
No, and once I made that switch in my mind of like, I could still be a threat, you know, I stopped caring. Yeah. And that's when I really blew up. And I was a late bloomer. Like I started in high school, but I didn't get dope until like I was like 24, 25.
Yeah. Well,
but
yeah,
I can still smoke my high school self, you know.
Yeah, you didn't let.
If I had like, you know, full range, so.
Yeah, you didn't let. You didn't become a victim to like a prior condition. You know, you kind of used it as like your own superpower in a way.
Oh yeah, and I got smoked by the best, dude. Like I've been in cyphers, Stilo, like smoked the shit out of me. Technique, K-Mail, like the list goes on. Like, but a few years after that, I was in those same ciphers and I was just going hard. And I didn't care that I was in the same ciphers, Flowmaster and whoever, or you know, Cloud. I didn't care. It was just like,
yeah, that's doing the reps. Yeah, I mean, you got to get smoked to smoke people. I think. It's just like working out. You got to get your ass kicked before you can start kicking ass, really. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please click like if you liked it, or dislike if you thought it was whack. Either way, make some noise in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe if you're down with that broke boy and or broke girl shit. Thanks. Peace.